Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I have an exciting blend for you guys tonight, so I am thoroughly willing and ready and able to go through this because this is something that I've been waiting for a long time. We're spotlighting Tealula this month, and if you tuned in yesterday or if you saw the video, I had an unboxing of the mystery box, and we had some really cool things. And and tonight we're doing one of those blends. Hey Claudia, welcome. Tonight's blend is one of my all-time favorite oolongs, a TheCommuni-Tea. The TheCommuni-Tea is spectacular. It's usually known for its floral, kind of an orchid taste. And I've already brewed up my cup, and I smell it. Like the apartment smells like roasted, like a roasted flowery kind of scent. Oh, I love this stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and take my first sip, and this is going to be incredible. I love TheCommuni-Tea, so we'll see how this one goes. Hey, Glittery Lotus, welcome. Hey, Miriam. Hey, Ma, welcome. Oh my god, this smells good. The first thing that comes to mind, hey Teresa, welcome. The first thing that comes to mind is like the orchid-like scent. Hey Snea, welcome. It's very grounded. It smells kind of like a garden. It's a very muted, kind of mellow floral. But there's a distinctness of the orchid that's in it, like little notes of it. But here we go. Ooh, that is nice. It's a little bit more. It's a little bit more smoky, a little bit more. A little bit more roasted than other TheCommuni-Teas that I've had. This gives it a nice earthy flavor. Like the floral is still really strong, but there's like that undertow of smokiness that I'm really enjoying. It's got like a savory kind of tone to it, if that makes sense. It's super smooth. Like there is a really light texture to it that gives it a nice little charm. Oh, that is delicious. Oh, I'm loving this already. So, as I mentioned before, TheCommuni-Tea is a kind of oolong, and oolongs are they're made in either Taiwan or mainland China. And there's two different, very distinct, two distinct styles of oolongs. Now, if you take a look at this, if I can just grab one, there we go. Now, you'll notice that this is a Taiwanese oolong because it's very much curled and balled. I mean, this one in particular isn't really a ball, but it looks like it's been twisted a little bit and like really compact. And that's what Taiwan does with their oolongs. They make it into little balls or little pellets, and when you brew them, they open up. This one, I brewed it at, what was it, between 190 200 degrees for about 3 minutes. No, sorry, I did it for the full 5 minutes, and it came out really nice. You can see there's not much of a difference in color, but if I pull it out, the comparison is gorgeous. Look at this. You can definitely see the difference between the closed dry leaf and the open steeped leaf. Let me see if I can open this up real quick and not destroy it. So you will see that this is, oh, don't rip. I'm kind of ripping it. Sorry. I am not a good example. But you'll see that it's a whole leaf, just one. It doesn't have the full two leaves and a bud, at least not on that one. Some of them do, but you'll find in oolongs it's easier to ball if it's just one leaf. Now, the difference between the Chinese and the Taiwanese oolongs is pretty distinct. You'll be able to see they both have similar tones and color, but the Chinese oolongs are usually long, thin leaves that kind of look more like either needles or just like sticks or stuff like that. So you'll be able to make a huge distinction between the two, and there's usually a huge distinction within the taste as well. While Taiwanese is more slightly greener, slightly more vegetal, the Chinese oolongs are more earthy, and they tend to have a darker tone. Now, if you'll check out the liqueur, you'll see that this is nice and clear, coppery, almost golden in color. It looks really different in person than it does on the camera. It kind of looks a little bit darker on camera, but in my eyes, it looks kind of like a greenish yellowish liqueur, very highly clear. Like you can see my fingers right through it. That is so good. And I love the way that it just like overtakes my palate. There's a nice soft mouthfeel to that. And there's a slight, very, very, very slight film that coats the tongue that helps the flavor last a little bit longer. It's not the slowest burning tea I've ever had, but it does have a quite slow burn. So I would say it's about medium to long, and the flavor kind of sticks with you too. I'm doing this as like little tiny sips to help me bring out the flavor, and I'm getting like hey Andre, welcome. I'm getting like a little bit of a nuttiness to it. On top of the floral, it's really, really silky as far as the the mouthfeel is concerned. It's kind of like the edge. I don't want to say the edge, like the petals on an orchid, where you have that little sheen of like a silky kind of texture. I'm getting that right across my tongue, and that's indication of a really high quality tea, because this has not been flavored. Some people do flavor tea Kuan Yins, even though it's really not necessary most of the time. If you have somebody who knows what they're doing, they don't need to flavor it at all. Unfortunately, though, some places, it doesn't help. So what's interesting is the last time I did a tea Kuan Yin, I had a question. And that question was, how do they infuse the orchid into the tea? If it was the same way that they did it in jasmine, where they have everything in a big warehouse, and during the night when the jasmine blooms, they pull all the jasmine in, and all the fragrance absorbs into the leaf. So I was wondering if they do that with the tea Kuan Yins. But I was not able to find the answer for months. Like, this was really, really difficult. Eventually, I did find out that it's not actually infused. What they do is the roast master knows exactly how to roast the tea Kuan Yin long enough and hot enough, does everything by scent, so that it naturally brings out that tea Kuan Yin. The orchid flavor and the orchid scent. So this is not infused. This is actually all natural. And it only took me a couple years to bring that answer to ya. For those of you who are waiting with bated breath, I apologize. It was just one of those things. By the time I got the answer, it would have just been totally random. Like, hey, remember when I did that stream 4 months ago? You know, it just wouldn't have made sense. And I love the way that it has this kind of like an apple juice texture to it. I think that that's going to be the best way to describe it, because it's like, it's not really there, but it is. Are there different grades of tea Kuan Yin? I mean, there's different grades of this. Okay, this is going to open up a whole basket. So, and it's funny that you say it for tea Kuan Yin specifically, because okay, here we go. Grading teas is not a sign of quality. Grading teas is more a sign of size, the cut of the leaf, the where it came from, and it's different. Okay, so different grades are recognized differently in different countries. That is a whole, like, this is a whole can of worms. So normally there is no grade for quality as far as teas are concerned, because everybody drinks what they like. But here's the caveat. Specifically with Taiwanese oolongs like we're drinking today, grades do equal quality. And grades, in this case, okay, so in this specific case, it would have been graded in Taiwan in a competition. The only thing is, like, yes, there's different grades, but on the other hand, there's no real way to tell what grade this is unless it's on the package. So let's check if it's on the package. It is not. So this is really like, it's an open-ended question. Yes, there are different grades, but I can't really tell what grade this is. This, I can just say that it's a really good quality tea because it tastes really good. And that's all it really boils down to. Now, grading in matcha is a completely different story, because that is done in Japan by the way that the tea is brought up. So they have different grades of matcha, culinary, and then like 4 or 5 other grades where they have it in different shaded areas. And like the more the shade, the deeper the green, the higher the quality. So that is that's the only one that really can be measured. So if you really enjoy matcha, which I know specifically, Snea, you don't, but if you love matcha and you go for the high quality stuff, you'll know what to ask for. A lot of the time, though, it's hard to get a good matcha unless you know where to look, because a lot of the time, and I've had this experience myself, the people who sell the matcha have no idea what it is they're selling, and they just get it in a crate, they unbox it and they say, here, this is our matcha. So if you ask for a grade, a lot of the time they don't know. However, if you are in the know and you know what to look for, then you'll be able to determine the grade by itself. So the best way to do that is 3 steps. Look at the powder, and the greener it is, the higher the quality. You take a little bit of the matcha on a scoop, put it on a white piece of paper, and then smear it across the paper. Depending on how thick the smear is, and if it looks like chalk dust, you're looking at like like the more it looks like chalk dust, the lesser the grade, the finer it is, and if it looks like you just put ink across, that's the better grade of matcha because it's more finely ground. But yeah, that's I better not spend too much time on matcha because we're doing TheCommuni-Tea tonight. So that was just my little tangent there. Sorry about that. I probably lost a couple of you. And I love the way that this maintains its flavor. Some TheCommuni-Teas, they tend to, as they cool off, they'll tend to like become weaker in flavor, or they'll become astringent if you're dealing with a bad leaf, or if you're having a not a bad leaf, or if you oversteeped it. Yeah, my mind was just like. But anyway, so there's two things I can do with this. Is a very, very good leaf. No surprise because it comes from Tealula, and I trust them with my dollar. You know, if I go down there and get something to drink, I know I'm getting something quality. Ooh, burned my lip a little bit there. Okay. Questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, now's the time. I'm going to do a quick Thomas taste. So we'll see if it maintains that kind of quality in it. Oh yeah, this definitely maintains its quality. It has that smokiness that's kind of like effervescent in your mouth, and as you breathe in and out, you're getting this kind of slight roasted, not even smoky. It's not like strong enough to be smoky, but it is roasted, and it's slightly earthy, but an overall floral finish. You like the hoodie? It's your favorite color? Thank you so much, and thanks for joining. It's been a while since I've seen you, Carrie. I'm glad that you could make it. And these are available. I do have them. I am selling them. So if you want to contact me after this stream, I'd be happy to hook you up. But yeah, so this TheCommuni-Tea, you can tell, is like really, really good quality. And it's maintaining that flavor all the way through. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this cup, and I would highly recommend it if you like TheCommuni-Tea to go check them out. Question, and I'm gonna sorry, I'm gonna answer Teresa's question that she always asks: what would I pair this with? Being a nice smoky flavor, but it's not too strong. It's not too overbearing. I would recommend something light, like a chicken dish. Maybe like either oven baked. I think fried chicken might be a little bit too oily or too greasy to take away from it. I like that nice natural chicken flavor to go along with it. So if you get like an oven roasted or a Spitfire, what is it, rotisserie kind of a chicken, it'll match up pretty well with this. And I love the way that it just like sits on my palate. It's not like a long burning flavor, but the more you drink, it kind of like multiplies on itself. So you're getting the full flavor of it, but it has to be woken up with every sip, I guess. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Like, it gets revived because unless you're thinking about it, you're not really going to taste it for a very long time. But once you keep drinking it, it'll refresh the flavor, which I love that. It's like you just take another sip and it just revives itself. It's really nice. And it also coats the tongue and the throat pretty well. There's that floralness hitting me back here, and that roasted kind of the roasted savoriness of it is really packing it. I love the way it just swirls in my mouth as I speak, because the flavor just recycles itself over and over again. I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm still getting that nutty kind of flavor, and it's just kind of it's really obvious, but it just sits there on your tongue the whole time. And I keep doing this with my tongue, like nom nom nom, because like I want to experience that flavor. I'm looking for things, and this is the kind of experience that I always look for in a tea, where I can just sit there and lick the roof of my mouth and like look for different kinds of notes and flavors. This is a very pleasant flavor, and there's a few complexities in there that I'm really looking for. I mean, you have the obvious roasted and floral flavors of it, but the more I look for it, I find like the nuttiness. There's a slight bit of wood in there, maybe a little honey. I'm struggling to find it, but I think it might be there. I don't know. We'll see. But overall, it's like that floral orchid flavor that really keeps me going. It's a very light, it's a very pleasant, relaxing kind of sensation. Anytime that you drink something that's fragrant or floral, you get a certain amount of like a relaxing endorphin kind of thing to it. Scented teas are usually good if you have a headache, or if you want to relieve some stress. You just drink it in and you smell all the floral, you smell all of the like whatever the scent is. Like it could be minty, it could be perfumey, it could be whatever it is that you're drinking at the time. It's known to satisfy your senses, and you get like a kind of pleasantness that helps relieve your stress. That's actually what I used to do during a tough day at work. I would have a bunch of these, like the bigger tins, and if I got off something that was just particularly stressful, I just open this up and ooh, that's actually, I should have done this sooner. The floral on the dry leaf is actually really perfumey. Very soft, but it is there. I mean, I was smelling it all over the apartment before, as it was brewing, and as it was after I steeped the leaves. I was able to smell it, and it just smelled incredible. I didn't take the time, which shame on me, I should have, to smell the dry leaf, because that's all part of tasting. Oh, excuse me, and determining its value. I don't want to say determining its grade, because grade really doesn't mean anything, unless it's on a technical sense, which, yeah, you guys already know. So, smelling it is a big part of the tasting process. both the dry leaf and the wet leaf, which I should have done before, but I did not. Sorry, my bad. But yeah. So, questions, comments, anything you want to talk about? Now's the time. I will open up the announcements. We do have announcements? Aside from like the obvious, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, that this month we will be drinking Tealula teas, and like hopefully we'll be able to get somebody from Tealula to jump on and maybe talk about it for a little bit. We'll see, because I mean we had Juliet before, who is one of the managers at Tealula. She came on and she spoke a little bit. So if we can do that again, that would be really nice. We could try that as well. Let me think. We don't have any community events coming up. Let's see. I was thinking about doing a tea party, but due to personal reasons I'm not going to get into, we are not doing it this week. Possibly next week. It all depends on whether or not things go well. But yeah, we're gonna get back into the events that are going off. I would love to do something special for you guys, because it has been quite a while since I had an event. So yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll do give me time. Give me time, and I'll think of something for you guys. But now that spring is here and the weather's coming out, we're gonna see if we can do something special for you guys. So stay tuned and keep watch on the group page, and yeah, we'll get something good for you. Oh, that is so good. I love this flavor. This is awesome. So I think that's just about it. So thank you all for joining me tonight. This has been an extremely wonderful experience. I'm looking forward to next week. I don't know which blend I'll be doing next week, but I'll keep you guys posted. In the meantime, have a wonderful week. A wonderful weekend, a great week upcoming, and I'll see you next time. Bye!